How you doing? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin O'Hara for Habits V2 and habitsunplugged.com. Today I'm going to talk about habit discipline, the choices and the consequences. I think the backbone of any life, whether you're having a solid life or a shitty life, right, is determined by two C's: choices and the inevitable consequences that are going to follow because of those choices. Now, these two elements are going to drive your life towards the promised land or towards the unavoidable cliff. And it's all down to, like I said, the choices that you make. There are these two C's in life: the choices and the consequences. The choices that you take. So there's an infinite amount of choices that are out there. And it depends on what choice you take or what decision that you make. So the decision is you actually saying, well, I'm going to choose this and I'm going to make the decision to choose this and I'm going to follow that direction. So for instance, to drink or not to drink, to smoke or not to smoke, to stop smoking or to stop drinking or carry on doing it, right? To eat 4 cheese pizzas or choose a more healthy option, to sit on your arse in front of Netflix for the night or to read a good book. Right? There's a lot of different choices that you can make. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe, hit the bell notification, because we're going to be putting up an awful lot more videos in the coming weeks and months. And like the video if you haven't liked it. Really appreciate it. Really helps us out. So the consequences that follow your inevitable, or the consequences that follow your choices, are the sort of inevitable price that you've got to pay for your decisions. And this is not a moral thing, right? This is not looking at things from a moralistic point of view. It's just like habits. I mean, a habit is built day by day by day. It's built up and built up over time by doing the same thing, really. And there's no moral foundation to it unless you put it there. But in reality, it's just reality. It's what it is. What it is. The choice that you take, and sometimes we don't know what the consequences are. Sometimes we do know what the consequences are, and you're going to do that. So whether or not it's beneficial or not is not to the point. It's, like I said, the choice that you make is going to inevitably be followed by certain consequences. So your life is a compounded stream of choices, and then after those choices, what happens next, right? And you have to figure these things out for yourself, right? Nobody else can tell you what's going to happen to you, because you're unique. You're in a very unique position in the world. You are unique as an individual, and your life is heading on a certain track. And like I said, every time you make a decision, every time you weigh up the choices or don't weigh up the choices, I mean, that's also a choice. Every time you make a decision, then you decide which road you're going to go on. That's a unique position that you're in as well. So sometimes, we have to make choices which are the lesser of two evils. So, the discomfort of stopping drinking alcohol, or the deeper discomfort in the long run that you're going to go through. So if you think about yourself, you are sovereign, right? It's your body, it's your time, it's your life. So you can do, and you should be able to do whatever you want with it. I often get this thing saying, well, who are you to tell other people what to do with their bodies and whether I can drink or not? I don't give a shit whether anyone drinks or not. It's their time, it's their life, it's their body. I'm not for telling anyone else or forcing anyone else to do what they don't want to do, or not to do what they want to do. Up to them. All I can do is, my main goal for this channel is, I don't know if many young people are going to be listening to this, but my main goal is to try and stop the next generation from doing that. And hopefully I'm doing that through moms and dads who can show their children that there's another way, because I think half the problems that we have is because of the bad examples that the parents are setting for the children, right? So I include myself in this, right? The biggest reason that I stopped drinking alcohol was because I knew I was leading my now grown-up son of 21 down the garden path, and I had been doing for a long time. and he was making the same foolish decisions that I was making on my back, because I've been doing them. So we make mistakes, and we just have to hope that the lessons that we learn from those mistakes are not too expensive. That's it's a huge thing in your life. The more you can sit down and think logically and rationally about the choices that are in front of you, and weigh up the options of the choices that are in front of you, and then come to logical and rational, not to rationalize your decisions, but to come to logical decisions through rational thinking, the less expensive those lessons are going to be, the less failures you'll have in your life. I smoked for a long time. I smoked for maybe 30 years, longer. And there's definitely damage because of that. But it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't go back and change any of that. I drank heavily for a long time, and there is definitely damage. Alcohol gets to places in your body, everywhere. No matter where your blood flows, the alcohol goes, including your bones, all your organs, everything, your brain especially. So there is definitely going to be damage to long-term drinking. But I chose to stop both of these things, and the damage could have been a lot worse. So that's the greatest thing about it, is that you have the opportunity to stop and to halt the damage right now. So in life as well, there's no such thing as free in this life. There's always a price to pay, and it always depends on whether or not it's a price that you're willing to pay, right? Whether, like I said, you keep drinking and there's going to be a price to pay at the end of it. If you stop drinking alcohol, there's a price to pay for that, because you're not getting that instant gratification anymore. You're having to spread yourself out. But I'm telling you now, it's the only way to live a life, is to stop thinking in terms of what I can do for myself right now, how I can feel good about myself right now, how can I satisfy my emotional needs right now, and push that out into the long term. I always choose to go for the option which is going to save time and energy. Now that I stopped drinking alcohol and I started thinking into these things, if I can save some time, if I can save some energy for myself, I'll do that. And it's not thinking about things from the instant gratification point of view, right? It involves thinking things through. Like I said, it involves really honing in on your values and your principles, and how I can best use the time that I've got left in my life, how I can best use the 24 hours in the day, what is the best use of the next hour? Do you know what I mean? It's looking at those things and focusing on what I need to do, really focusing in on things, because like I said, we did a video yesterday, I think, where I was talking about it's one of the best things that you can do in your life is to focus in one area. And there's so much of life that you won't know. There's so much knowledge that you're never going to learn, because there's just too much knowledge out there. 99.999% of things that are out there, you will never know. So whether, if you can learn something on the cheap, then take advantage of it. Paying money for something, for me, is doing it on the cheap, because it's giving somebody paper or this digital currency or whatever it is, and they're giving me knowledge, or they're freeing up my time to do something else. The biggest cost to you of anything is going to be your time, and your focus is going to be your biggest asset, your focus moving forwards. If you haven't taken the Quick Start Preparation, have a look. So you can download the Quick Start Preparation to Stop Drinking Alcohol course. This is a short course that helps to give you a bit of clarity, a bit of confidence, and just that courage to step across that line and stop drinking alcohol. You can get it free by scanning on the QR code or going to this link, www.habitsv2.com/prep. All right. And, if you really want some help, come over to habitsv2.com, www.habitsv2.com. If you want guaranteed structured program, which takes you all the way from preparation all the way through to really never thinking about alcohol ever again, just getting it out of your life and moving on with things. Take care of yourself, and I will speak to you in the next video. Don't forget to, like I said, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.